Good morning, or good whatever time it is, wherever you are here now. It is Monday morning at 8:30. Now, today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to talk about something that I'm going to explain what's going on in a way that you're going to go, Jason, that's crazy. And then you're also going to go, holy moly, Jason, I think you might be right. just just wait for it. All right, let me fix my links here. No, I want picture in picture. No, how do I? There we go. All right, let me put my links in here. After you watch this, you'll go, Jason, that's crazy. And also, Jason, you might just be right. All right. Is that going right? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to jump right into this one today because I need a little extra time to talk about it. But first, I wanted to tell you that we need to recenter on this one because there's a lot of emotional intensity to this. So we're going to take a deep breath, hold it for a moment, center, and then just let everything go. You ready? All right. Breathe in, hold it, get a little tension going, and let everything go. Just, all right. Good. And now we're going to take everything where your thoughts have been up to this point. We're going to bring them all in right here. So you can focus in the center. Now, I'm going to describe this. And as I said before, you're going to go, you're crazy, Jason. There's no way this is the case. But then you're going to look through all the past things that you don't quite understand and some recent ones too. And you're going to go, oh my gosh, this fits the pattern perfectly. That's got to be what he's doing. Okay, now most of you are familiar with the persuasion filter and the negotiation filter, right? The persuasion filter came to us through Scott Adams, who described how Donald Trump uses exceptionally effective persuasion techniques, hypnosis, negotiation, some other stuff too. And that helped all of us understand what he was doing to realize, oh, okay, this guy isn't insane. Now, that took us pretty far, didn't it? That took us really far. But there's another thing that he's doing. There's another really big thing that he's doing. And I first noticed this about, I don't know, 6 or 8 years ago. I wrote a blog post on it on my other Parsing Persuasion blog a while ago. And I'm going to explain it to you today. And the reason I'm going to explain it today is because of a couple of the posts he had over the weekend. And it's going to seem offensive and stupid and crazy to you until I explain it. And then you're going to go, is that really what this person is doing? So I want to start with the idea that growing up, Donald Trump's pastor, his family's church pastor, was a man named Norman Vincent Peale. All right, now this guy was big into positive thinking, but it goes farther back than that. Norman Vincent Peale was downstream of a movement called New Thought. New Thought. And this sort of originated somewhat in Britain, but also in America. And it was a revival of a lot of the esoteric ideas underlying Christianity and religion in general. Yeah. And this was a lot of different things came out of this. If you know who Krishnamurti was, his group came out of that movement. Mary Baker Eddy, might have had it in the wrong order, who founded Christian Science. Wallace Wattles, right? The James Allen and what became The Secret, right? You would focus an intention and the world changes. All that came from this big movement called New Thought, capital N, capital T. And you can look it up on Grokpedia, Wikipedia, whatever. But the fundamental idea of this is that there is a power of the mind that can direct energy, okay, and make things happen. Right? This is called the persistent philosophy. There's the idea that humans are co-creators of the universe along with the universe. We co-create reality along with the rest of the universe. Okay. Now that idea goes back probably as far back to where the first ape had a conscious thought. That's how far this idea goes back. But this is just a short little section of the lineage of it. So what the whole point of what I want to tell you the history for is because Donald Trump's pastor growing up in his formative years was absolutely a one of the later big figures in that movement. All right. So keep that in mind. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is that this is often what Trump uses his persuasion for. I'm gonna list out the pattern. I'm gonna explicitly list out the pattern, and then I'm gonna go over a few examples, and you're gonna see it. Okay. Now, the first thing Trump does is he decides on what outcome he wants. He figures out, okay, what do I want to have happen here? The second thing Trump does is he will attempt to negotiate or talk to or work out with persuasion the result that he wants. Okay. And a lot of times he gets it. But if he doesn't get it, he's going to go to step 3. And that is the big insult. Okay. Now he's been doing this for a decade since he's been in the political world. And he probably did it before that too. But he will just put an over the top, harsh, comically almost overblown insult at whoever it is that is his opposition. Now, we've seen this from day one. The only Rosie O'Donnell from 10 years ago, right? How many times has he insulted people? He just, and then all the way up, think of all the times he's done that. It's got to be 100 over the last 10 years. And then yesterday, he did that at the Pope, the head of the Catholic Church. And he went on this big long thing talking about how the Pope is this and the Pope is that. And the Pope wouldn't even be Pope if I hadn't been president, because they elected him to try to control me, and he's all this stuff. Okay. And I can find that. I can probably find that. So he does the big insult. Why? For 2 reasons. The first one is obvious. It's a persuasion issue, right? He wants to knock the adversary off their game. But the second one is to generate huge amounts of energy. Okay, and I'm saying the word energy, not just in the colloquial sense of, oh, there's a lot of energy around this idea or topic or whatever, but in the esoteric sense of this is free-form field of power that can be directed, again, and we're going to go back to Norman Vincent Peale, directed into creating a certain outcome or reality. Get it? You make one person angry, they expend a huge amount of energy. Their intentions go haywire because they lost control of their intentions, and they create or generate a huge amount of energy. Now, as president of the United States, he is in the position to generate the most energy of anybody, probably in the entire world. And he does it all the time. He's insulting people, bringing out huge amounts of energy, saying things that make people go crazy. And what happens? Millions and millions of people generate all this energy. And what do? They send it right at him. They send it right at him. And he's like, does he go, oh no, the people don't like me? No. He goes, excellent. I'm going to use this. Okay? He gains power from those attacks because it's giving him energy. Now, so that's what the big insult does. Now, he did this big insult at the Pope recently. And then the next step after that, after the big insult and the generation of the energy, is the redirection of the energy. Okay? Now, the insult always has tells about what Trump cares about. Okay? For example, the insult at the Pope was talking about the Pope trying to control him, the Pope trying to tune him down, especially on immigration. That's one thing Trump cares about. So he wrote it in the insult. Why? Because that helps direct the energy. And then when he wants to redirect it, he goes into something like this. Let me see if I can find the Pope insult. Trump Pope Truth Social Post. I should be able to find it right away. Right, here it is. You guys can see that? Yeah. Pope Leo is weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy. He targets the Christian church about COVID fear. Okay. I don't want a pope who thinks it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon. That's another thing he really cares about. I don't want a pope who thinks it's terrible that America attacked Venezuela, a country that was sending massive amounts of drugs in the United States and emptying their prisons into our country. Okay, so these are some of the things he cares about. Why did he bring these up? Because these are the things he's going to use the energy to address. Okay? Weak on crime, weak on nuclear weapons. If I wasn't in the White House, Leo wouldn't even be in the Vatican. Okay? He meets with Obama sympathizers like David Axelrod. He wants to take energy away from the Obama Axelrod leftist attempts to turn him against Trump. Okay. Now, that's why he says things like that. Drags all that up, and then, are you ready? This is going to blow your mind. This. Do you guys see this? Okay. Now, this is going to be really kind of offensive to a lot of people here. Okay. I get it. Okay. Because what's going on here? You've got this. It's in the style of a Renaissance painting, which gives us some clues here. Number one, these are the robes that Jesus wears in the Renaissance paintings. Okay, now there's some mismatches as well, and I think they were probably deliberate. Number one, Renaissance paintings never have light in the hands, ever. In Jesus, they always have lights as a halo, okay, around the head. This is not a halo. This is the sun, right? It's too far off. It's not a halo. Okay, there's just enough distance there to make it plausible. But don't get me wrong. He's like saying, I'm healing things. I'm the center figure. Okay. Now, what is he doing here? Why this picture? Why? How does this make any sense? It only makes sense if you think, okay, he just triggered a billion plus people to be furious, confused, shaken up, upset, just triggering huge amounts of energy outflow. And this is what he's doing. He's saying, no, I'm the guy. not the Pope. Take the energy away from the Catholic Church or whoever's, or let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. Not the Catholic Church or the Pope as an institution, but those specific things that he talked about. Leo, okay, the intentions to undermine immigration and crime, and the specific thing about the Democrats trying to turn the Pope against him. Okay, those three specific things. I want to be clear about that. This isn't a global permanent thing. This is a specific strategic thing. And he's saying, no, I'm the guy. Give me all that energy, and I'm going to take all that energy and turn it into this. All that energy focuses on this and begins to manifest this situation. And what is this situation? What is this situation? It's America, eagles. We've got soldiers as archangels here. This one with the horns is weird. I don't quite know what that is, but it's not, those are not devil horns or demon horns or anything like that. It's not the Statue of Liberty because there's only three. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It might have just been a weird artifact of the AI. I don't know. Maybe it has some meaning, but these guys are archangels and they're soldiers. Okay. Now the Statue of Liberty is down here. Okay. We've got soldiers, we've got veterans, we've got supportive women, we've got nurses who are typically in wartime. That's the female support, right? And this is going to be, I think this is going to symbolize whatever in America needs to be healed and reawoken. Does that make sense? So these symbols are now organizing all of that outrage energy from billions of people because they all saw the Pope post and they're all seeing this. And it's taking all that energy and fueling this and making this image happen. Do you get it? Did that just blow your mind? Okay. So you might go, Jason, you're insane. Have read too many weird books and done too many weird hypnosis things. And I don't know if I can even argue with you about that. But tell me another plausible scenario where this plays out. Tell me another plausible situation or strategy that fits this. Because you can look back over the last 10 years and you can see this exact same pattern every time. Trump decides what he wants. He tries to negotiate and persuade for it. If he doesn't get it, he goes with the big insult that unleashes a huge amount of energy at him, a very targeted insult, and then he supplies something else to absorb the energy and channel it into to get the result that he wants. Every single time. So I'll let you think that through. I don't know why I decided to talk about this one today, really. I mean, I should have probably just skipped over this because it's something that's pretty esoteric and a lot of people are just, a lot of people their mind can't grasp what I'm talking about. I don't require anybody, like we don't need this. You don't need to believe that this is real to understand that that's what he's doing because he thinks it's real. Because his pastor growing up was Norman Vincent Peale. Okay. So you don't have to think this is real to understand that that's what Trump is doing and what Trump thinks is real. So there it is. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Because I can't come up with any other plausible strategy, plausible reason for this to happen. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that creates this image. Nothing. But if I'm wrong and you've thought of something, let me know. So think about all that. Tomorrow we're going to talk about something a lot more fun. We're going to do something a lot more tension breaking instead of tension creating. So if you found this useful or interesting, Feel free to share it with others. And again, I really want to know what you think. So let me know in the comments or on Twitter or X. And